Who are the people that are spraying?
Yeah, I mean, as far as my research goes, NASA's a big part of this, but the military, American military.
Why? What's the purpose of spraying your own country? If they're saying that they're blocking the sun, but what they're actually doing?
They could be brainwashed. I don't know. I don't know, but it could be a situation where they just believe what they're told, right? I mean, I think the military is trained in a sense to believe their commanders.
They just
what
execute?
They're told.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like, a private contractor, which there's tons of private contracts as well. The smaller planes that are doing it, they flare up and they spray, they come back, they reflare, they go out and spray again. They're on contracts. You can go to the NOAA library, the NOAA library, and when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see, you could type in, or just go through it. You'll see all the states that have contracts. There's monthly contracts, yearly contracts, and you see what zone that they have contracted to spray.
So the state pays somebody money to spray on its own citizen.
Yeah, and again, are they willfully doing it? I don't know. According to in the film, when she was arguing with these pilots that were spraying her, they didn't deny it. They didn't act like, oh, we're not spraying metals. What are you talking about, you crazy lady? Like, they were just kind of in defense mode. Like, and then they kept passing the buck. Like, you got to talk to the boss about it. It's not, you got to talk to our boss. So I think that it's either they all know and they're all just demons, right? And they have a magic detox pill or something. I don't know. Or B, they're unaware. They're conditioned. They're brainwashed to think that they're doing something just to produce rain, or they're just cloud seeding or something. And because if you go to Weather Modification Inc., which is a big part of this, they're like a corporation that kind of contracts a lot of this stuff. Weather Modification Inc. Well, so if there's a job listing, which there's always job listings for there, if you click on like apply for a job and you go to pilot, one of the qualifications for a pilot for the interview is you have to be discreet. You have to maintain full discretion. So if you get the job, you can't talk about it. You can't talk about what you're doing. You can't talk about what you're doing.
Indeed.
Yeah. So I look at that as, again, A or B. A, they know what they're doing, but they're making a lot of money, so they have to shut up. Or B, maybe in the interview process, they're like, oh, you're just spraying, silver iodide. It's not harmful, sign here. But really they're spraying, really heavy metals that are messing us up. So I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I don't know.
Any whistleblowers from
pilots? Well, no, not as far as I'm aware. No, not as far as I'm aware in terms of pilots, but in terms of the military, yeah. Chris and Megan is a big one, and we have her in the film. She's been blowing the whistle for over 10 years.
Saying what?
But she was in the bio and environmental engineering process of the military. That was her job. So initially, when chemtrails, the conspiracy theory, 12, 15 years ago was being talked about, she got offended. She's like, this is my job in the military. Like, there's no such thing. You guys are crazy. Like, I would not be poisoning our people. And she kept hearing more things about it. And then once she actually, took a step back from, this is a conspiracy, to go, let me be open-minded and take a look. I have the access to looking.
Good for her.
She started looking, then she started asking questions to her commander about like, whoa, what's going on here? It looks like this is strontium and barium, and hold on. So she started asking questions, and they were grilling her. They were like, we're going to put you in an insane asylum. Who's going to take care of your daughter? Like, they're threatening her.
Insane asylum?
Yeah.
Literally?
They were threatening her in the military because she was asking too many questions. So as soon as she was up for re-enlistment, she ran. She did not re-enlist. She's been blowing the whistle ever since. And she's got whistleblower status. So, and I've been friends with her for years. She's a very strong woman. She's very powerful. She knows exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it. So I had to sit down with her. And initially she said no. So I was a little bit like, oh man, how am I going to do this film without her?
What?
I don't know. I never asked. I'm not a why person. It's like, you don't want to do the film, it's fine. I don't know if you know Mickey Willis. He's another producer that does Truth Films and stuff. She turned him down as well. So I was like, man, that sucks. And then about a week or two later, my phone rings. It's Chris and Megan. Not sure why she's calling me. And I go, sorry, can you vibrate that? So I talked to Chris and Megan. She says no. She calls me back. And I go, what's up, Kristen? She goes, I'll do it. I was like, what? She's like, she's like, I don't trust anyone but you. She's like, there's no one that, she's like, I'll sit down with you. She's like, I think she didn't want to sit down with anyone because A, she didn't know if she could trust him. She didn't know if it was going to be a mockumentary type of thing. They're trying to, ruin her name or something like that and her legacy. And, she's seen all my work. So she knows like I'm in it for I'm real. I'm trying to get the truth out there. I'm doing everything I can to get it to the masses. And your story is going to be the best story because you were in charge of doing this at a certain point, and you found out it was legit, and you denied it at first, which helps people kind of relate.
Yeah,
because it's not like she was like, I was in the military and I was a conspiracy theorist. No, she was not until she found out it was real. And she goes more into detail about it in the film, obviously. But and to be honest, another whistleblower. I look at the definition of whistleblowers kind of. Snitching on your own industry in a sense, right?
Someone from inside.
We have an older gentleman named Francis Mangels in this film who's not doing well at the moment. Even when we got there, he had stage 4 cancer. So it was very hard to sit him down and get a lot out of him. But we got enough for the film. And God bless his soul, man. Excuse me. But he's a 30-year plus biologist, USDA biologist. I mean, he has all the certificates, all the qualifications, more than anything you've ever seen. We show the qualifications in the film. Like, he's legit.
Scientist.
Yeah. And he has been testing the soil and the rainwater up in Mount Shasta, California for many, many years. And he has seen the aluminum spike in real time. And used to, the contamination law apparently is like 0.05% aluminum in a rain sample is supposedly the legal limit, right? Like the normal limit that it should be, dust flying in or whatever, mixing with the particles in the air. That's normal. He was getting 64,000.
This episode is brought to you by the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Lamb, the Lion of Judah, the Son of God, the Son of Man, the God Himself, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Guys and gals, if you ever feel down, if you feel like there is no hope in life, you can always turn to Christ and He will comfort you. Just like it says in the Bible, Matthew 18, verse 28. It says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Guys and gals, if you haven't found Jesus Christ yet, I encourage you to do it. Seek and you will find. Start reading the Bible. Read the gospel, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed by what you read. May God bless you and your whole family. And now, let's get back to the podcast.
When we were young, and the world
0.05 and 64.
To 64,000. Yeah. Supposed to be, and technically it's supposed to be 0, but you could see the charts along the way. We show a lot of his samples of his binders from, he actually gave us, me and my producer Nate, his binders to take home because, he's stage 4 cancer. He's like, you guys take these huge binders, his life's work in them. I didn't put the whole thing in the film, it's too much. I put the good ones, but showing people that he would test it, and at some points it was 100, which is still really high.
Right.
And then it went to 1,000, in the 2010s, 1,000, and then 13,000, and then 64,000. And when we were in Mount Shasta, I mean, it's all you see is the checkers, like you're talking about. It's all over the place. And Mount Shasta is supposed to be like pristine, like beautiful, clean water, clean soil. It's supposed to, and they have ruined it with the geoengineering for many years.
What kind of produce can you get from that kind of a soil?
What kind of what, sorry?
Produce. What kind of veggies and fruits can you get from the soil like this?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure, man. I just know that, when he was testing for these heavy metals, it was like, it's more than aluminum. It's barium and strontium and zinc and it's like these metals that I think they're like doing like this cocktail of metals where when we breathe it in, it just destroys our body. Because again, we're supposed to get the clean metals, the copper and the iron and the zinc, where from our diet and stuff and our health, and that's for our body. But it also ruins the pregnant woman, because she's growing a baby inside, and they're relying on the mother's metals, and the mother's metals are getting replaced with these artificial metals, and it's ruining births, and miscarriages are at all-time high. And another thing too is they put the same thing in the vaccines as well. I don't know if I could say that we're on YouTube.
You can. I believe you can now in 2025.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get a ban, but
at least you can get you have to have to consent for the vaccine.
Correct. And that's the difference to me is, I guess, some people, like at the conference yesterday, I talked same thing to with people, and I'm like, that's your choice. We can't, how do we control that? But some people were like, but I was forced to do it for my job. I'm like, I get that, but it was still your choice. At the end of the day, no one
you can leave your
forced
job.
it. Yeah, no one forced it. This is being forced. It's coming in every which way. We're eating it, we're drinking it, we're breathing it. And it's kind of like we look around and say, well, man, there's a lot of crazy people in the world. What's going on in the world? And it's like, well, this could be a result of that, guys. It really could. And maybe it doesn't affect everyone the same, but it might affect some differently. And I think that the world's crazier than it's ever been.
So let's say 100 people know what they're doing, right? Here in America with spraying all those chemicals and heavy metals, but they still live here. So do they have like a cure or a vaccine, a pill or something to protect themselves and their families?
Protect themselves from geoengineering?
Yeah.
Well,
from breathing the shit.
It definitely wouldn't be a vaccine, though, in my opinion. No. But at the same time, there's ways to detox, yeah. I have Dr. Andrew Kaufman in this movie, and he breaks that down. I mean, I don't want someone that is just a tattoo artist or something to talk about how to detox, right?
With all the respect, guys.
Yeah. So, we get a doctor.
Right.
A doctor's going to tell you, and he goes over a lot. I'll give you an example. Cilantro is a natural way to detox, get that metals out of your brain.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying, let me put extra cilantro on my taco now, and that's going to help. I mean, extracted in very high potency cilantro tinctures. And there's other things he goes over in the film as well. But there are natural chelating substances to help get it out of your body. So if a normal doctor, real nice guy, knows these things, studied it, I even showed some of the tests they did on rats, in the lab to see what happens, and it does detox them as well. So they're doing all these tests on rats to prove it. But if someone like Dr. Kaufman has these ways to do it, what do you think the cabal, the elite, what do they know? What do they have, right? Because I guarantee that, because a lot of people go, well, if they're spraying us, then aren't they breathing in the same stuff?
Right. That's my stance.
But who's the top of the top, right? Who's Trump's boss? Who are these people do we see them walking the streets? All the big cabal people, do we see them walking the streets all the time? Do we even know half their names?
No.
Where do they live? We don't know. Are they underground? Do they live outside of Antarctica in another continent? Well, we honestly can't just act like they're also breathing it in, because we don't even know who they are. How do we know that they even live amongst us?
Okay, so let's take, for example, Bill Gates, right? Very influential guy, doctor, quote unquote.
He's not a doctor at all.
Let's say he says he lives in Seattle, right?
I think so.
In Washington. So he breathes the same air that Seattle citizens breathe in, breathe out every day.
Could have a $3 million air filter in his house, man. We don't know. We don't know the situation at hand. I think that they're well equipped, or they're that dumb that they would breathe it into. They just don't,
No, they're not that dumb.
I don't think so either, but I'm just saying that at the end of the day, we can't have answers to these things without sitting down with them and them being honest, which is never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
No.
Never.
No, and for all we know, Bill Gates' mansion goes underground. When they're spraying, he just goes underground, and his underground section of his house is more beautiful than the above section. How would we know?
Okay, so let's go to the weather modification.
Mm-hmm.
It's real, it's true, right?
Yeah.
We just had the flood in Texas.
Yep.
And the rainmaker company admitted they were cloud seeding.
Well, that's a fancy word for spraying stuff, and yeah.
But that's true.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, if you see, even on the radar itself, I mean, as we all know, when you look on a radar system, you see a storm, right? All storms are moving.
Mm-hmm.
This one just stayed there, never moved.
It's impossible physically.
I mean, naturally, that would be, that would be impossible. Yeah. So they're this is advanced stuff that they're doing. Do I know how they're doing this? No. How would I know?
But there was a guy, Rainmaker CEO, that
he went on a bunch of podcasts, yeah.
Sean Ryan podcast, and he admitted it. Why he's not in jail? People fucking died.
Well, it's a revelation of the method. They just told you what they're doing, and silence is consent. No one's looking for his arrest. No one's trying to arrest him. No one's calling. Who's doing anything about it? They watch the podcast. They're like, he admitted it, and then they watch their sports, and then they go to bed. So no one's actually doing anything about anything. Why is Fauci still walking? Why is Bill Gates still walking? Why is Oprah still walking? Why are these Obama, all these criminals out there that are still walking the streets because no one does shit about it? I mean, we just talk about it.
There's a group of people that say they're in Gitmo for 10 years, right? They were killed, executed, in jail, something.
Oh, the QAnon people?
QAnon people.
Man, I love them. Are they still around?
I believe that
it's fading, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They became basically a joke.
I know, and it's one of these things where even when it came out, I wasn't really a part of it. I dabbled with it a little bit, but because I had hope. But man,
it was all about Trump. Trump. He's the one, right?
He's gonna save us.
Messiah, right?
He's gonna save us.
Guys, where are you? He's here.
Yeah,
for 9 months.
Not doing.
Did he save you?
No, and he's not going to. And it's sad. It's sad that there's still any of those people left. I think eventually it's going to all fade away because they're going to get on board. Because, those people have big hearts. And I think they're very hopeful that something's going to happen. There's a bunch of white hats working behind the scenes. What the fuck is going on right now? Those are just contrails from the airplanes, and I'm like, but they don't go away. This is being forced. It's coming in every which way. And we're eating it, we're drinking it, we're breathing it. So she started asking questions, and they were grilling her. They were like, we're gonna put you in an insane asylum. Who's gonna take care of your daughter?
Why he's not in jail? People fucking died.
Well, it's a revelation of the method. They just told you what they're doing, and silence is consent. So there's a barrier above us. Some people think it's like a dome. I think it's more of like a toroidal field, energetic, where you can't pass, you can't get through. They tried with the missiles. They knew exactly that they can't get out of here. So they have to fake it. They have to create NASA. They have to pretend and put fisheye lenses on their cameras to take a straight horizontal line and bend it evenly. But Neil deGrasse Tyson said, you don't see the curvature of the Earth. Where it's scraping, it's surfing on the water above, and you see the ripples of water coming from behind it. Hold on, if you're going into space, why don't you just go straight up? In Level With Me, we had to sneak into NASA's facility. You're not a fucking hero to us, you're a fraud. Right. And we're going to question you to your face. I want to fuck with them because they have lied to us. Right. And I'm sick of the lies. They should not be dealt with courtesy and respect anymore. I want to bombard these motherfuckers and actually go up to them and be like, you are a liar. We all know